Yo.
Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in three, two,
1. Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We are back. It is that time of the night. Right. Kuyakanya. It is brighter than the usual. Right. And then one blackmailer. Right. Wasuka lo mntwana wang blackmailer, right?
Mntwana muphi?
UyamaZulu kuzani ubani konje lo enigma.
Oh. Ekade ngamgcina sesekhona.
Ngithi manje wanyamalala during that time where he was telling us things that were supposed to happen. Yeah, and then it comes back with the story of a woman. Mina benginomuntu ebengithandana naye, right?
After setshela abantu ukuthi liyabhubha. Abantu bazoya esihogweni.
He's coming back and saying, right. Okay, just an update. 1 team was playing with another team, and that's Sundowns man versus Kaizer Chiefs. It's a draw if you didn't watch that game, and probably you're at work. It's a draw. It's 1-1.
Okay.
And there were players that really got injured. It was that game that they played against Orlando Pirates. And when we sort of said it, that Kaizer Chiefs was playing dirty, and then we were told to complain to the nearest police station. Well, they did it to Sundowns, and it's a draw. And, my, I cannot complain. They balanced the equation for me. All right. And PSG went through to Champions League final against Arsenal. So, and my prediction is obvious that Luis Enrique is winning it back to back. For the love of a game, it's going to happen. And Arsenal is going home empty. They're not even going to win the league. I know it's 3 games left. And what is West Ham? What is Burnley? Wait, they are not winning the league, I can tell you that. Right, Man City is winning the league. But enough said about sport. Right. Emily, you were telling me, who was seen with who in Zimbabwe?
The Honorable Head of State.
Yeah, Ramaphosa. Mm-hmm. Yes, he was seen walking with.
It's a gentleman from Zimbabwe. He lived in South Africa. Apparently, he was a businessman here and he defrauded SARS, I think.
And the president did not know that. Oh, and obvious. As usual, the president.
And then he said, I wasn't aware.
That's the president. That's our president.
He's always not aware.
He's not aware of anything. Right. But he's got all the intelligence that you need in the world. But he's not aware of who is who in the zoo.
In fact, he took the intelligence of the country and put it in his...
that's why I'm saying he's got all the intelligence that you will ever need. But...
Yes, a president response after wanted businessman appears in Ramaphosa's
Imagine
Zimbabwe
a wanted
visit.
man in your country that you are presiding over. As a president, you are seen with him parading in a different country.
The presidency spokesperson Vincent Mangwenya has clarified that President Cyril Ramaphosa has no prior knowledge that a Zimbabwean businessman wanted by South African law enforcement was present during his recent working visit to Zimbabwe. Ramaphosa traveled to President Emerson Mnangagwa's private pre-Cape farm in Kwekwe on Sunday for bilateral discussions, and photos from the meetings showed the South African leader in the company of Zimbabwean businessman Wignell Chivayo. Wignell Chivayo, that's the name I had forgotten, whose assets have been frozen in South Africa and who is under investigation by the Hawks for alleged money laundering.
Can they expand the scope?
At a media briefing in Parliament today, Wednesday, Mangwenya expressed concern over the reports. He said President Ramaphosa has no prior knowledge of who will be present during the visit, nor is he familiar with the said individual.
So they are saying our president doesn't have intelligence.
Yes.
Enough intelligence to actually tell who's there, where they are going. So the president is not safe because I can just barge in. Anyone can barge in.
Did you see his security? Guys, do you know the security of the president and the cars?
No, forget about that because I don't even want to talk about that. I'm just saying it's amazing how we get to explain things in South Africa. It's okay. It's okay, right? Enough said about that. And yeah, someone is saying, hey, Mr. I know Arsenal will win both the league and the Champions. Walala, man. Walala. We are playing psychologically already. The marathon has started. This is not Bayern Munich. So because of the fact that they are in the final, they are not winning the league and they are not winning the Champions League. I don't see them doing that. They don't have the mentality.
Shokanje.
Well, as a Paris supporter, obviously, I still wish Sundowns can draw one more game to allow me to boggle one game because that's Orlando Pirate nature. I mean, like Arsenal, we do boggle some of the games. So we still need a draw again or a lose, which is not going to happen. So a draw is enough for us to allow us a space to mess up again and then win the two other games and then win the league.
It seems like you have it all figured out.
No, Sundowns is also under pressure. They are in the finals of CAF. So again, it is going to happen. You, Mister, I know you are bitter because Barcelona was knocked out. No, me, I'm okay with Barcelona. Remember, I groom. It takes time to groom. I'm happy with what is happening. I just need to pick few things and get some few quality players and see where next season will take me. I'm okay with that, but I've won Champions League several times, so I've witnessed that. I mean, as for Arsenal, I wouldn't say most of you have seen them lifting a bigger cup, such as the league and the Champions League. It'll be your first time in the lifetime, so I don't bank on that from her. I don't bank on that happening. Nah, that's not gonna happen. You still have to wait more years. Siyazama, we keep on trying. Basiliwa siyabuyela, bayabuyela. No, I don't support any team in England. I don't like their football. It's overrated. Their players are overrated. So, but I know for sure.
Liverpool nyana.
Well, during Jurgen Klopp's time, yes. Now Liverpool is a shade of themselves. They are gone, Baba. They are gone. They are gone. They are gone. It's like they are back to that Liverpool that had no cups. But enough said about that. Let's go back to come join Man United. Angizwani nokhala. Today bengiminyele i-Kaizer Chiefs ukuthi i-draw noma iwine. I don't understand how they support Kaizer Chiefs. You know, supporters of Kaizer Chiefs, like their butts must be having like serious muscles. Like hold like from igame iqala Sundowns biba minya nje. So ubamba umoya until game up, and Undlovu was supposed to actually have a red card but I mean it benefited me. It's okay. But Undlovu, yeah, was supposed to have a red card, to be honest, as a Pirate supporter. I'm gonna be honest to Sundowns. It was a red card. That thing, in fact, the first encounter was a red card. But the other encounters that were happening, Love was still in the pitch. Second half, I'm like, the coach is going to substitute Love. Can't come back with that man. He comes back with him and he commits more fouls. Serious fouls. But it's okay. It benefited me. Hardy Sundowns, Harry Masandawan. Injalo nje football. Asiqhubekeni ne case. Someone is saying, what is an angle of Sibanda? Akatholanga lutho.
Ayikho i-angle.
Akadobhanga lutho shame. Even where la bekumele ngathi uyadoba khona la bengithi khona ngizwa bethu ulokhuzana ulo who's the guy Zondo.
Buthelezi, yes.
When he said untanzi wathi ngathi what? Uthini man? And then, well, he rectifies it properly.
He was answering it how Sibanda had placed it, I guess. Because Sibanda was very vague about it to say that you say that he told you that he killed Senzo Meyiwa. And he's like, that is something that Buthelezi was reporting to us. That is what Ntanzi told him. And then he later on, of course, said his own portion to say that it's not what what is written in that statement, but what Buthelezi told us is that Ntanzi said to him that the police said that he killed Senzo Meyiwa, and he even cried.
Sisu, I've never read your name, if I'm not mistaken. It's the first time. Ulinyazwa yini umoya wakho? Yini kulimazayo ngane wethu? Awusitshele ibhola? Kahle mbo. I can talk about football until finish, man. Come on, relax about. This is not you
should have sessions where you guys talk about
No, but you know what? Like it's like you're forcing us to talk about this Senzo case. And I mean, if you've been in this channel, we talk about anything. We're not confined to one direction.
True.
So I'm not gonna answer you in a bad way. I'm just gonna let you be. I don't know what you're angry about, man. But relax, man. Take a chill pill. I'm a Pirate supporter too. We lose, people laugh at me here because they know I'm a Pirate supporter. They know I'm a Barcelona supporter. We're relaxed, man. We don't. It's okay. It's normal. We have friends here. We have people who call me on the side to talk about football. It's normal. So now we're going to talk about this case because once we push him more, how do you expect us to analyze this thing if you push him more?
It's what can I say?
Oh, you're joking. Okay, now it makes sense. It's okay. I thought you were fighting. Bella, I was ready to I'm happy, Mina. I'm happy for everyone. I'm not a PSG supporter. But I'm happy for Luis Enrico. I'm a Barca fan. You know, Barca never die hard. We will support our people. Like,
wherever they
obvious,
go.
I love Guardiola. He gave me joy. So as Luis Enrico.
Yes.
So unfortunate for Arteta, he's a Barca product also. But unfortunate for him, I don't know a lot of things about him that he has done as a Barca player. So yeah. But yeah, I liked Arsene Wenger. I think that's the coach of Arsenal that I liked. But asiyeni Emily, ngifuna ukuzwa ukuthi what do you think happened? I thought he had it yesterday a bit.
It's the way he asks questions that is out of order. And it also when you encounter a witness who genuinely doesn't know, and you are approaching with that attitude, that dangerous, aggressive attitude, and you are hoping to trick them.
No, but
that is what he was trying to do, basically.
A PhD candidate.
It's how he reads as well that has me very concerned. I'm like, yo.
But it's okay. It's okay. All I'm saying, as a lawyer, what I've noticed about lawyers that would do what this Sibanda guy wanted to do, you start nicely. You build up.
There's none of that.
Based on what you are facing as a wall. You know?
There's none of that with
then when you feel you have cornered this person, then you push them to the edge. You don't just become rude.
Yeah, he's just bullying.
From the word go, ustata ngo 120.
Yeah.
No. I watch, for example, a lawyer that represented Kreja, that lady, who was dealing with the evidence on that trial within the trial. That lady started properly, nice, gradually, until he reached that stage. Until she reached that stage. And when you reach that stage, you obviously do it on purpose.
Yes.
So you sort of break the rules on purpose so that they can call you into order. And then you come back. Then you withdraw that question.
It's a technique.
It's a technique. But it's like you are highlighting. You know, it's like you are studying. You know, when you highlight, it stays longer in a judge's mind if you do that.
It's a build-up.
You don't just become rude.
Wah. I'm like, yo, icon. Why are we being rude again? He has personalized the incompetence of SAPS for some weird reason. He feels like an attack whenever they say that the police lied or the police assaulted me. It's like he was the one who was there, who was also with the police assaulting. The way he defends is like
somewhere, somehow, I can forgive him now and then. I think the person who knows the most is Baloyi. Do you understand?
Yes, definitely.
The person who knows the most is Baloyi. You know.
But nah, he should.
Obviously, he knows about this case.
He should come down.
It's okay. You know, it's okay. Yeah.
Because he has a PhD and stuff. Hey, uyangithusa ngempela.
No, i-PhD yakhe is fine. Engaba nayo. Na Senzo Floyd ekhuluma la ethi khona bebebhalelwa angazi kanjani ubani ka angazi nje I don't know. Yabo.
Nakubatludikena kanjani.
So
did they leave me out of it again?
No, I'm not saying I'm just these are things that you hear on the social media and then you're like, wow.
And he's
you're like, wow. Oh my gosh.
So I'm like,
so these are things that happen. It's okay.
That there was that lady who testified at the commission. Was it the commission? Madlanga Commission, who testified after Masemola, I think, the Afrikaner lady. She has a master's, and she's Afrikaner. You can see that she has to translate in her head from Afrikaans to English before she speaks. But do you remember how eloquent she was in describing the law pertaining to their role and what is supposed to happen in the SAPS? And I'm like, oh my God, she studied. You can see that she studied. Kunabanye baphethe ama-PhD, but hey, siyababaza sithi.
I mean, I don't have a problem with people reading and all that.
Studying further.
No, I'm saying I don't have a problem if you mess up in terms of reading or if you... It's okay, you can do that. PhD does not teach you that. But what I'm looking for...
Thesis. I'm just saying.
But it takes time to correct that. You can write 1, 2, 3 sentences and correct them the whole year. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay. It's the capacity that counts to me.
The reasoning capacity.
Yes. It should at least expand because you've done some research. You know, when it comes to a certain thing that you specialize on, you should be better than some people in a way. Do you understand? I expect you to be better. You studied further. You know what they don't know. There must have been something that they were teaching you.
I agree.
There's a difference between a student who's got a degree and a student who's got an honors on that degree.
Yes. And one who's got a master's. And one who's got a PhD.
Do you understand?
PhD Pella. It is up there. It's not a joke.
So, I don't
Pella,
know.
I'm on a PhD. It means he's capable of writing a textbook.
It's okay. It's all about the brain. Everywhere you go.
So
People
God,
will tell you, ukuthi sifuna umqondo kuphela.
So court resumed this morning. Sibanda announced that accused number 5 has to see a medical specialist tomorrow morning. So the proceedings today, what time is it? Or tomorrow morning will start later on at around maybe after 10, because he was saying that there might be a delay. That medical specialist, they are going to be attending to accused number 5. They told them to come at 7 o'clock in the morning, and they don't know what time that doctor will finish the examination. So it's like a full medical examination. Asazi kwenzakalani lapha kulondawo, but it is what it is. So Sibanda brought the original statement that they had requested, remember, this morning.
Yes, Uti. Before you continue, there are people who actually develop amnesia when it comes to these guys. The hate they have about these guys, it's amazing. The fact Uti, Zondo was emotional at some point. They had to go for a break. And then you get people who are saying, people volunteer to come here. We're not going to nest their feelings. Bakhohliwe ukuthi bebedli inyembezi zamanga nabo at some point. Inyembezi ke bona ngampela. People were crying. They didn't even want to take a break. I'm fine. Yabo. Azange sisho lutho. Because kuzothiwa GBV. Yabo. Sayithulela nje weChristopher sababuka nje ukuthi awu ulungileke.
Unqumalo engakaqali nokuqala nge-cross examination.
People were crying.
I'm not your wife. I'm not your woman. Don't talk to me like that. Why are you talking to me like that?
No, it's okay. Azange sasho lutho, sayithulela nje, sayishayela ikhwela.
Hey, Ngumalo was shocked that day. Hey.
Abanye bebalekela amakhamera. abantu ababekhala on a live television when Senzo passed away, babalekela ama camera all of a sudden they are afraid.
Abanye benza ama interview.
You know, benza ama interview bamukeli azange sasho lutho.
Kodwa bafuna ukuvela.
Azange sasho lutho. Sayethulela nje. Yabona wena Christopher.
Testify is not easy.
Umuntu omdala ke ethi cha nali iqiniso lami. Bese kuzoqhamuka umuntu okhuluma as if he was there. Athi
I disagree.
I disagree.
Udisagree kanjani Sibanda? Wawukuphi wena?
Yabo. It's clear objection. Clear. It doesn't need otolika. So ke lento kanje it's fine. Yabo. It's fine. It's okay. There's nothing wrong. Indoda leyana. Yabo. Indoda iyaphola indoda. Izophola no ayikhahlelayo ke futhi ke ku writing ngoba phela angithi akekho asikho isigora ke somhlaba. Yabo. Kuyafika nje isikhathi sakho na uthwala inhlabathi ngesifuba kube grand yabo kuphele kanjalo futhi singasho lutho futhi sibe sensitive because we are reasonable people. Yabo.
And people underestimate how when someone comes at you aggressively, already they're at 200 and you haven't even started. They don't give you that opportunity to warm up and build up. Imagine you are, I'm going to give an example. Perhaps that's totally different. You are in a job interview and someone who's on the panel just doesn't like you. They are seeing you, but they just doesn't like. From the moment go, they've given you an energy of 200.
It's not even about that.
I'm making an example.
It's not even about liking and not. You cannot like me, it's okay, but be professional. That it ends there. When you go to that interview, and if you are interviewing someone, all you need to do, you can come with harder questions, difficult questions, but be professional. That's why you studied for that.
All I'm trying to say is that for the person who's taking the interview, who's being interviewed, that whole energy is coming, that they're coming at with, it's a build-up, is the build-up. By the time you are done with the interview, you are an emotional wreck, right?
Yeah. But me, ngiyakuzwa ukuthi uthini. When I go to that interview, when I go to any interview, I know people are different on that panel. Some you remind them of someone
that they
hate.
Don't like.
You just need to be professional. Now, but they need to be professional. They can come with hard questions. Bring your hard questions. Test my brain. It's okay.
There are hard questions and then there are...
Don't be rude.
I just don't want you
Don't
here.
be rude. Don't be rude.
There are hard questions and then there are... Why are you here?
Yeah.
Why you? Like yabo uvunani wena.
So ezinye izinto ke siyathula thina. uMngomezulu when he was sick, people were speaking ill of uMngomezulu in the very same court.
And then when he
and
passed
then they
on,
pretended as if
they were the ones
they were sorry,
to be crying, faking
you know,
sympathy on the
it's
internet.
Okay. We understand.
We kept quiet and we
didn't
let
say
you have
anything.
your shine.
Yeah. So team
Sathula.
states, because obviously it's team state. Whether you like it or not, how you wear it, team states.
They just don't like people.
It's okay. You don't like these people. Once people are called criminals, once people are called accused to you, they are criminals.
They're guilty.
But don't condone rubbish, because one day that rubbish, you will face it in court. You know?
Yeah, because honestly speaking...
If someone is committing rubbish under MPA, you must reprimand that thing. Because that rubbish one day, one way or another, ungathi uyadrive ushayisa umuntu uthi uyafica ecourt kuhleli iselesele thize owalibona lenza urubbish wathula urubbish nje ubize out urubbish uthi urubbish ke lo ulabish that's it.
Mese bazenzela ngawo Umzansi reality won't be there. People on Twitter won't be there.
Behind the closed door, when they will deal with you behind the closed door.
Cameras. When I get there, we'll deal with you
There's
on your own.
confession I-13.
But
Kodwa wena uwenzeke leyo accident yenzeke u1 mhlawumbe kwafika abantu abayi2 kuze nama confession ayi13. And you must like, oh yeah.
Uthi how ungashawa ngasayiniswa bathi ayikho leyo nto wavuma wena wabhala yonke lento lena mawuthi uyabheka amaphutha angakanani bathi hayi stock scene
befika umnje yakho bethi hayi wena khuleka bethi hayi khuleka siphethe lento yethu hawu letho bani bethi hayi khuleka sila manje nganaka izinto eziningi.
Cause you'll think this thing will never happen to me. Life is something. Life is unpredictable, Baba. It's unpredictable. And once you are dealing or head on with these people, you will feel it.
That's when you come out and then you start hating and it's already too late. Damage is done.
The damage is already done. While you were watching them parading poor people on a trial in a public platform and you said nothing. In fact, you sided with the people that were oppressing them.
Like this case, it is messed up beyond being messed up. You cannot, I'm telling you, a confession is a confession. It's a difficult thing. You can do your research. It's a difficult thing to happen.
Yes.
But Kreja's case, with certain individuals being common, and this Ishangama confession after confession, there was a guy who came to testify against Kreja. We got a call here, right? And saying the guy was he actually something lying or something like that?
Yes, that was so long ago. And then next thing, news came out this year. Oh my God, I remember that phone call. That man was telling us about what was happening with that trial.
They took a new person, apparently, allegedly. They made him to confess or say something. The same way, kwenzeka ngabo buthelezi nabo Zondo. The same way. And then you tell me this is the best what? Honestly speaking.
They gave an identity of somebody to go and testify as that person in the
guys. But let's continue. We're not here for that.
Well, he said that they had managed to show the statement to Ramasipile, and Ngumalo said that they had not yet shown it to Ramasipile and Ngumalo, and they had not yet shown it to Advocate Nisi and Advocate Nshololo. So Zondo confirmed his personal information on that original statement that Sibanda said that they managed to get a hold of. And the date that was on that statement is the 26th of July 2020.
Yeah.
And the time was 3 o'clock, 1500 hours at Yeoville SAPS. The person who wrote the statement, Bongani Nicholas Gininda, and Sibanda said, as well as the address, and he gave the address of 3 Troy Street in Sunnyside, Pretoria. I'm assuming that is that Maupanaga SAPS building in Sunnyside. Sibanda then read the statement and then said he will later go through it line by line, and Ngumalo raised to the state that the statement had not been fully proven.
To think you as Mangbo that building manje, if I pass there, saying yathuka
manje.
I used to pass there every day, going to CBD from UP.
You don't look at it the same.
But since ngizwa lezi story, I thought it was just an SAPS building, where they hire those white collar people like your admin, your analyst and whatnot. Yes.
Analyst and
Yes.
yeah, you didn't.
I used
really
to think of that. Kanti ibambe kuhleli khulu laphana. Kuhleli lukhulu impela. Amabhoza omgido. Ngiyasaba leya building leya. Yeah, mangiphuma manje sengiphuma ngale ngeSunnyside yabona further bathi yabo it's either ngivaya Church Street mangifuna Church Street or Main Lane Road ngizoyibamba sengiyibamba ngelokho angisondeli nje lapha yabona Caledonian Stadium leyana no but that's the building. I think it's around that Caledonian Stadium.
Yes, I used to be so nonchalant.
It was okay, safe. I would feel safe actually.
In fact, when you see SAPS, you're like, oh,
the big building, shiny glasses and all that. You're
and
like,
then there's a Mediclinic.
Yeah, there's Mediclinic just closer to
you're like,
it.
oh, this is safe. Nganofita sharp mo.
Yo.
Yeah, kanti ezinto ezenzakala kuleya building.
Yo.
Abantu basayidiswa ama-confession and stuff
allegedly. Usufakaza. Ngokudlula nje.
Come we show you a camera.
Come we show you a camera. What you are doing on the camera here. Usithola usufakaza. Sabakabi leya building manje.
Well, this was now the issue of proving a statement that was being raised. And, and Malo did state that no one can remand the state on how to conduct their cross-examination and the proving of the statement, but he raised it either way. And the judge laughed at this. I don't know why he was laughing, but it seemed like he was uncomfortable.
Obvious, the laughter is always to cover the uncomfortability around the fact that you are accepting these things happen in front of you as a judge that claims he's the best in criminal law. He doesn't have answers sometimes. And lesser statement, they are dangling it on papers. They dangled it on papers in front. They knew they were going to eat it up. Well, Ramsipi, they knew the statement, the state is going to want to use it.
And they did.
Because they never lose that. They never pass that chance.
Well, Sibanda said that evidence before the court is that the statement was never read back to him, and he said that then he asked Zondo, say, was this statement ever read to you? And Zondo said it was never read back to him. And then Sibanda said, when the statement was made, was it question and answer? And Zondo said, say, I was asked the question, how did I know Ntanzi? And that I should explain as to how I know Ntanzi. All of them that I indicated that are unknown to me, I would then explain, and then he would write according to how I was explaining. So Zondo said he was communicating with Gininda in isiZulu. Remember yesterday, a testimony of Zondo was saying that Baloi had told him that the person who took the statement did not know isiZulu. And then now Zondo is saying that he was communicating with Gininda in isiZulu. One thing that the defense forgot to be petty about was to ask him how that isiZulu was. And then Zivanda then said, do you further confirm that whatever was being written was preceded by a question? And Zondo said, my lord, as I'm explaining my statement, I was writing it in a manner where I was asked about Bongani Ntanzi as to how I know him and for how long I have known him. And Sibanda said to the judge, my lord, following a ruling that was made earlier this year regarding the statement of Sfiso Gwabeni Zungu as well as Makosonke Zungu, we submit that it is a question of credibility of this witness. The court has already made a ruling that Brigadier Gininda and all those that are involved in the taking down of this statement will be called at a later stage. stage. At this stage, you are requesting the court to indulge the statement and allow the state to prove
To indulge us.
to indulge the state and allow the state to read the statement into the record. That is an error. It is misnomer. I'm not a lawyer, but
no, I'm not gonna
Izinto
put my opinions
azisebenzi
because
kanjalo.
I do read your comments. I wanna once you direct me vele ngengilunge bafethu. Manje direct ukuthi indoda yenza ukuthi continue Emil finish up this process.
It is a misnomer. Though, like, I'm not a lawyer, but you can't say because the judge said with the other statements we are submitting, but approve the statement. Well, the judge said, and I just felt like, you know what, this is a blanket approach. Judge, you started it. Now every other statement that the owners of the statement are having queries, are having disputes with what is written in there will be used. This strategy of yours will be used to accept such evidence moving forward from now. Well, then Ramasipili said, my lord, my understanding of this process is the following. If you want to pursue the line of questioning using the witness statement, that statement must be qualified before the contents of the statement are read. The witness must confirm that this is my statement, I've read it or it has been read to me. I confirm the correctness thereof. Then we can go to the signatures, whether the signature, how it was made, was the interpretation used or they were speaking the same language. Now that has not happened here. What my learned colleague is trying to do with the ruling that the court made in terms of the invocation of section 136 of the Criminal Procedure Act of 1977 is the following. It's seeking to do exactly what Mawande Makala Constitutional Court ruling did. To say that the trial within a trial in the instance would not be an appropriate way to do this because this is an invocation of the trial within a trial within the back door, that the statement be provisionally admitted while the witness says this is not my statement. Pending what Brigadier Gininda et al., meaning everybody else that is working with Brigadier Gininda, coming to say to this court in the section 136 proceedings. So this procedure is foreign, my lord. And Mshololo said that the statement cannot just, or the state cannot just refer to the court to the previous rulings of the other statements that were made on different circumstances and on different occasions. She said that right now...
Nopasika Lydia.
Nopasika Lydia, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. May God continue to bless your pockets. May they never run dry.
Yes. Thank you very much. God bless you. We take our time to prepare here. And then, unabantu abezala, they are not helping us with asking people or reminding people to like the video. The only thing you are good at that I ever see your comment on is that we are digressing too much.
We should digress too much.
People who are doing
sanity.
like Abo Lydia, you will never hear them saying anything. Simpiwe here, Yingwane, who's a member, will never hear saying that thing.
I don't think
you come with
people...
your thinking once uvela once uzositshela ukuthi what we are supposed to do.
And how come when we are doing good you never say anything? You just speak every
wait
time
for one chance.
When you don't like what you are seeing and then you speak. Like also speak about the positive. How magbene balance the balance sheets. Balance. So when you are only coming with hateful comments, honestly, I don't take you seriously. Just balance.
And unfortunately, I don't block people, but I'll leave that to moderators.
I mean, I'm so block mang sugala. But yes, guys, but this is tough. This case is mentally taxing and draining. It's tiring. It's all negative things you can think of that a person can absorb. Literally, you can absorb it by just covering this case. So we have to be balanced. We are human beings after all.
So I'm a robot.
Yeah, we're not robots.
Just because Sisik Joy is good, we take it, we spoon feed you, we summarize it for you in a nice way.
It's mentally draining.
Now you come with entitlement.
And mina kufike lapho sengikhathala khona. I don't know if Mr. Anonymous, I should even tell our people that sometimes I don't even want to cover this case. I am tired. I'm drained. I don't understand ukuthi bontanzi no sibiya lapha, how are they coping?
How they do this thing, considering that in a solitary confinement.
Up in
but
solitary confinement.
As I digress, let's continue.
It's tiring. So if we can't talk about other things like soccer and just take our mind off and try to balance, we're gonna go quay. So like have a bit of that sense of grace that, you know what, siyazama bafowethu, siyazama. This case is not child's play. This one, it's mentally draining in every way you can think of. So give us grace and also balance. When we're doing great, tell us we're doing great. When we're doing bad, tell us. But balance. Don't come with only hate all the time. So the other thing that Mshololo was saying was that right now, as they are dealing with the statement, that the state has to place it on record. And he's saying what is it is that the state is unable to comply with in reference to proving the statement. What is it that the state is unable to do in leading this witness, so that in the event that there's a ruling in the court and other witnesses, the police officers would be called to testify to the circumstances under which this statement was taken. She said at least the state would have laid the basis for that in order to see if that is needed or not, you know. And I just feel like at this point we just keep accepting statements from witnesses who claim to have taken those statements under duress, under police brutality. You know, they're just being accepted like candy. They're just being accepted. When statement, you get a statement, everybody gets a statement, and those statements just get admitted. Like,
there's no hassle.
Like,
there's no hassle. The judge is like, oh no, don't worry, I'll call Ginin to come and say, my lord, I did. We followed all the procedures.
We read him his rights.
Thank you. Oh, you did. Oh, done. Okay. You going to jail?
No, my lord, we did not. I don't know of such.
As if Ginin is gonna come and say, yeah, I know. This is what we did.
No, he's never gonna do that. Never going to do that. So the judge then said, is this not a statement? I thought the witness himself out of his own mouth said, I made a statement. That's what I listened to. Mshololo said the witness has said that, but now it is the state that is bringing the application to the court to say that the ruling should be invoked. The judge said, fine, that's another story. I'm just saying we're dealing with a statement now. And I heard the prosecutor saying it's a statement. It was attested to by Gininda. Didn't you say that, sir? Saying to Sibanda. Then Sibanda responded and said, that's correct, my lord. Mshololo then said, if I'm correct, why is the state asking the court to revoke previous rulings? And then the judge said, yeah, fine, we're dealing with the statement, that's all. And then Mshololo said the state must know what it wants to do, but to not ask the court to revoke. Then the judge said, yeah, fine, I hear you there. And then Mshololo said that the state is wrong. The
it's
judge
wrong,
said
obvious.
to Sibanda,
he knows it's wrong.
Let's continue.
You know what it does when they are wrong? They are saying you are wrong. What are you saying, Madala? Because you are the one overruled. I don't know how many times you have overruled the defense.
Yeah, let's continue.
And you don't even overrule these days. You just say, let's continue. You don't give an answer, definitive answer, whether you are ruling that this should continue or not continue. Like, let's continue. And then the state knows what to do. Should I repeat the question?
Hey!
You didn't rule. You just said, let's continue.
Ramasipili said, with the greatest of respect, I fully agree with his lordship to say that the witness has said, I have made a statement. I have no qualm with that. But there are procedural aspects that must be met. The basis must be laid for this witness to confirm whether that document that he is now being referred to is the statement that he says he has made. And then the judge said to Sibanda, okay, can you just prove? And then Sibanda said, we have already done that.
Did you see Sibanda squirming to prove the statement?
I did. And I
it's
remember...
like he doesn't know what to do
I
to
remember
prove the statement.
asking, does the state know like how to prove a statement? Today I just found myself asking that question. And then some people are saying he does know. He just wants to have a shortcut of having these statements being used without taking accountability for them, without following procedure. Some people are saying that. They're saying that the state does know how to prove it. And I remember Mr. Anonymous also mentioning it when the whole shenanigans were happening with Advocate Baloy and I think with Gwabin.
Hey.
They were asked to prove a statement. Do you remember that? And it almost led into another trial within a trial. And then the judge found a way around it to say, no, use the statement. We'll call Bokininda and staff at the later stage and they will come and share their stories. So now, looking at Sibanda squirming like that, I'm like, maybe it's a thing. It's a thing that the state have decided to do that, no, we're not going to prove these statements. We're not going to do that. We're going to work a way around it. We're going to work around, that's what maybe it is. Because I'm like, yo, PhD mtakabao. I refuse to believe that he doesn't know how to prove a statement. Yala. I refuse. But then
so
Sibanda
are these
said,
statements just statements, not confessions, not...
They are statements.
They're just statements.
They're not confessions or anything like that.
Admit.
But they are statements that the witnesses are saying they were taken from them under brutality, under police brutality, and also under some of the things in the statement, they were not said by them. So they are refuting some other parts of the statements. They're not acknowledging the entire contents of the statement. With others, it was even worse because someone said that I just said whatever you've written there because you are saying Sibia wrote it and told you that, then just give it to me and I'll sign without knowing the contents of the statement, because that already in itself proves that they were assaulted and forced. People cannot just sign like that. It's not normal. But people just sign documents that have stuff inside that are wrong, that they did say they did not say. It's already speaking. This case honestly is looking very, very horrible. It's looking like a nightmare.
We are waiting to see the best judge when it comes to criminal law, how is going to navigate all these problems.
His judgment is going to be very interesting.
It's going to set
One
a
for the
precedent.
books. One for the books. It's going to be very interesting.
It's going to take us to jail.
God forbid. Well,
Don't be
Sibanda said,
thank you very much, Shays. Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate you.
Shares.
Let's press the like button, guys.
Thank you. May God continue to bless you.
Yes, very much so.
And then Sibanda said, we've already done that. He has confirmed his name. He has confirmed his surname, signatures. And then the judge said, repeat it again. Maybe they didn't hear you properly. Well, Sibanda said to Zondo, my apologies, Mr. Zondo. Let's do this for the third time now. He asked Zondo to confirm his name in the first paragraph. And then Mnisi objected and said, I don't know what is the signing or the significance of this statement in this regard, but this procedure is wrong. The state cannot even begin to get to the content of the statement before he has fully proven it. There are certain jurisdictional factors that the state needed to come up with before the court in order for the state to say, I have satisfied these factors, I have therefore fully proven the statement. If the state can mention what factors are those, then we will be at ease, and be in the same line with the state. You have proven the name, the witness says yes, there is a point where I signed the statement, there's a point where I had an interview with Brigadier Gilinda in the form of a question and an answer session. But there are these other factors that are not found in what this witness is saying, which would enable this court to come to a conclusion that indeed I am satisfied that those factors have been proven. So those are the factors that the state should, mention, that I have been able to satisfy this and that and this and that. And the witness says, not the statement has never been read to me. I requested to read it, but I was denied that opportunity. Well, Sibanda said he was still dealing with the preliminary issues. He's still getting to the contents of the statement, and he wanted the witness to say that indeed that is his name, And then Sibanda continued to ask and said, how did I do that without asking
if there's so much belief in these statements that they were made voluntarily, freely, why didn't they call the people?
Which people? The people who took
Zondo and everyone else. Why didn't they put them
their witnesses? Yes. Yeah. It's not looking
So it's
good.
a trap. Like, use these statements. The argument of a defense would be that these people, they know what they did to these people. That's why they didn't call them. They waited for us to call them so that they can use these statements.
Which is true. Because they never miss a chance to use those statements. The defense doesn't even use those statements. They are the ones to whip them out. Here's a statement. Well, Sibanda repeated the same questions that he started with earlier on. What's your name, confirming names and all of that. And then Zondo said he doesn't know how long it took him to complete the document with Gilinda because he was not looking at the time. And Sibanda asked him, can you confirm that yesterday it was indeed your wish that you'd shown the statement correct? And Zondo said indeed. And then Sibanda said, and we are going to do exactly that today. Can you also confirm for the sake of the record that you indicated that the statement was never read back to you? And Zondo said, I do confirm it, my lord. So Sibanda now read the entire statement. It says, I then undersigned Mandla Nkosi Goodman Zondo state under oath in English. I am a male person with the ID number, gave the ID number there and the cell phone number. I'm currently employed by Mupatese Mining, Rustenburg Holdings. The exposition of a mining person from 2017 March. My alternative contact number.
A very same mining company that does not exist.
It doesn't even exist? Wow. Because Zondo is saying he doesn't know it. He's never worked there. It doesn't exist.
What is it called? Mupatese. What? Holding?
Mining. Holding.
Wait.
Well, 2017 March, my alternative contact number is that of my friend called Mzizi Buthelezi with cell phone number This number ending with 6002, it's familiar. I remember it a lot while Advocate Baloyi extensively was going through all of those calls. He said, I would like to state that I'm originally from Kwanongoma, KZN. I then moved to Rustenburg as of 2003. I visit home on a regular basis, and I also used to go to Vosloorus. It seemed like Sibanda was also struggling to read Gininda's handwriting, and he said they continuing to read. He said, I also used to go to Vosloorus to play traditional Zulu dance. I also know that the following individuals know each other and they are friends, namely Muzi Sibia Mafika Ntanzi, Nkani Ntuli Gwabini, and Makosonke Zungu, who is a police officer and related to me. I'm also related to the above individuals as well somehow. I can also identify the above individuals if I see them. As I know them very well, I also know Mapisa, who is currently incarcerated somewhere in Johannesburg prison. I also know that he is friends currently to one guy from my place of residence in Rustenburg called Ndwandwe.
So even Gininda himself did not know where Mapisa was incarcerated at the time.
Because it was still July. Could it be that he was still looking for him? I don't know. Was he still looking for him?
Hi. Our case is joke of it. Serious. If you don't laugh at this case, you don't understand. Going through this case now, you just every time you get surprised, you're like, huh?
Every day is Gata. Every day. So now, listen to this. Mapisa now, it says, I also know that he is friends currently to one guy from my place of residence in Rustenburg called Ndwandwe Mapisa. Also knew the above people before he was arrested. I have subsequently learned that Mafika Ntanzi was arrested.
So imagine, you are saying this statement was written by this guy. You are saying that. And you are saying this guy read the statement. Obviously, that's what Kinin is going to come and say. How can he mess the name of a person that he stayed with in that house? His brother, as he would put it. How can he mess up the name with Mapisa? And only a person who's cooking can do that. And the same as they did with the confession ya Zungu.
Statement of Zungu, yes. Did you remember how it had mishaps of names?
You know, they did not know these people at some point. As the case proceeded, they started understanding that this is Ntuli, who's related to Zungu. So this is why they were using Fisowul. It's the same, it follows the same thread of messing up.
Inconsistencies, messing up people's names.
Yes.
You can tell that.
And you tell me that
perhaps the author is one, allegedly.
Mafika Ntanzi made the same mistake.
Yes. When he was confessing, Zungu, Constable Zungu made similar mistakes.
Do you understand?
When he was also.
Yet he knows these people.
And then
you
now.
You call them with two surnames.
Zondo.
Two surnames.
Zondo,
and you are Zulu. There is no excuse. You call a surname and a surname as if you are talking about a woman that is married, these women that get married and still keep their surnames and whatnot.
Yes.
Makumalo Mpanza.
Madigizela Mandela.
Hey, before
double barrel surnames.
And you are a South African. You are a South African.
Yes.
You mess up like that.
And
it's only if you do not know the surnames.
He tried to read it off as if it's not one. It's not one word. he tried to make it seem like there's a full stop between Ndwandwe and Mapisa. But when you read the entire thing, you realize that actually this is one sentence. If full stop I fitila, it cannot be. I fit if full stop. And
Only
I doubt
if
that it's
you
there
do not
on
know
the
the
statement.
surnames Zasizulu. It's like me, ngiye vendor, ne? And then I don't know the vendor surnames. You know, I don't know them, whether it's a name or a surname. Only when I can use a surname followed by a surname.
Because you have no idea of the language, of the culture.
And then you are telling me that you would make such a mistake. It's a pity that Boram Sipi don't have time to go through. But these are things that they should be pointing out. That Zondo, would you yourself, with the person that you were staying with, you
Refer
even
to this
called him
person
as a
with
brother.
two surnames.
You would share the cell phones with this person. Would you make a mistake of saying
Ndwandwe
Ndwandwe
Mapisa.
Mapisa? And you are from Gwanongoma. You know Ndwandwe is a surname.
Mapisa is the
There was
same.
even a number plate at some point. NND, Natal Ndwandwe. There's no way you can miss
And then
that.
you make such a mistake.
There is no way you can miss that.
No, he did try to slide it like there was a full stop between Ndwandwe and Mapisa. But let me tell you, when I read it, there's no way there was a full stop there. It's just one full sentence that goes straight. It says, I also know that he's friends currently to one guy from my place of residence in Rustenburg called Ndwandwe. If you pause, Mapisa also knew the yabo. Mapisa also knew the above people before he was arrested. So when the defense got up and said, it was actually Advocate Nis who said Ndwandwe Mapisa actually wasn't noticing this. Ndwandwe Mapisa, how can this person be called Ndwandwe Mapisa? That's when I confirmed that actually no, there's no full stop in between those two sentences. But the way Sibanda read it, he made it seem like there was a full stop in between. There was no full stop in between. So I will read it one last time. I also knew that his friends currently to one guy from my place of residence, Rustenburg, called Ndwandwe Mapisa, also knew the above people before he was arrested. I've subsequently learned that Mafiga Ntanzi was arrested somewhere in Rustenburg for ammunition-related offenses. When he appeared, or after he appeared in one of the days, he spoke to my friend, Mr. Buthelezi, where he asked him, what was the problem that led to his arrest? Mafiga Ntanzi cried in regret, saying he made a terrible mistake as he was younger and he was in the company of his friends where someone was shot and killed. Mafiga indicated that there is a case that the police were also investigating against him. I later learned that the case in question involved the death of Senzo Meyiwa, who is a soccer star that was killed some years ago. Myself and Buthelezi were shocked to hear this. Buthelezi gave 500 rands to Mafiga to use while in prison. I further know that there was once a family meeting that was arranged by Muzi's father called to Noma Alice Bia, where the meeting involved something that has to do with Muzi's Bia. I further know that Makosonke Zungu used to visit Foslora's hostel back in the year around the period when Senzo Meyiwa was killed. I believe Mr. Ndwandwe speaks to Mapisa on a very private and sensitive matter while Mapisa is in prison. I do not know what they discussed, but one can tell that it is on a trust basis due to their long relationship. Mandle Nkosi,
He
Goodman
speaks to
Zondo.
who speaks to Mapisa?
I believe Mr. Ndwandwe speaks to Mapisa on a very private, sensitive matter while Mapisa is still in prison. I do not know what they discussed, but one can tell that it is on a trust basis due to their long relationship. I have no context here, Mr. Anonymous. I'm sorry if it seems like there's no context. I ain't the sense.
I'm
It's
sorry.
just-
I'm sorry. lest we be told that we are digressing. Can you start off again?
Okay, let me go a little bit higher. Okay. Buthelezi gave 500 rand to Mafika to use while in prison. I further know that there was once a family meeting that was arranged by Muzi's father called Normally Sibia, where the meeting involved something that has to do with Muzi Sibia. I further know that Makosonke Zungu used to visit Foslora's hostel back in the year and around the period when Senzo Meyiwa was killed. I believe Mr. Ndwandwe speaks to Mapisa on a very private and sensitive matter while Mapisa is still in prison.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was he trying to achieve here?
I don't know. He was trying to link Ndwandwe with Mapisa, maybe.
And then?
To say because there are phone calls between the two of them, then they discussed very sensitive matters. While Mapisa was still in prison.
And then? Where is it going to take us?
I don't know. I don't know. Adazukba. What has that got to do with, with who killed Senzo? I don't know.
At some point, it sounds like Buthelezi is also thrown under the bus.
Sometimes it's Ndwandwe. Mapisa now, naye. Perhaps this was a way of wanting to have something on Mapisa as well. Because Advocate Ngumalo did raise that he doesn't understand why his client is standing as an accused person there. And they're like, no. But then Gininda doesn't bring up Zondo's statement in his testimony. What does he talk about? He talks about a statement that Senzo's father may have made a couple of years ago. And he said in that statement, Mapisa is there. Because had he used this, it would mean Mapisa must be let go. Literal.
Ndwandwe konje, what's the background of Ndwandwe?
Ndwandwe is a gentleman that they are saying was having contact with Mapisa. A lot, 84 calls.
Okay. And where was he staying?
I don't know. I forgot.
No tax.
Guys, can you remind us?
No tax affiliation.
Taxi affiliation? I don't remember. I don't recall. I don't know the story, Sandwande. All I know is that they are connecting him to accused number 4 quite a lot.
Okay, continue.
And then it continues to say, Mandlenkosi Goodman Zondo states further that the person who can confirm the contents of the Sibia family meeting to me was Noku Jabula Sibia, is a very close sister to Muzi Sibia and a friend close to me. So they're saying that Zondo is friends with Muzi's sister now. Mnisi then said, when there was an objection from Advocate Ngumalo, this was done. He was done reading the statement. Mnisi stood to say that the state stood up earlier on and they said that they will be calling Brigadier Gininda, Mokhula and all those people who were involved in taking of the statement. Now the state says that they want to deal with the statement as now before the state even begins to deal with it, because we need to know what is the status of the statement, because we cannot simply, my lord, say that we should just get into the content of the statement without the state having specifically indicated on record to the accused person and the witness himself that the nature of the circumstances in which we'll be dealing with the statement will be treated as the following in nature, which is, you know, the reason why I'm asking what is the status of the statement as the state, which is, it has to deal with the contents of the statement. Now the judge got in, okay? He said, yeah, but the way I understand it, the witness himself said he requests that his statement be made available to court. He said it. And then Nisi said, that is something else, my lord. And then the judge said, that is something else. He made the request. When you say you want the status of the statement, what are you getting at?
the hypocrisy, isn't it that they said the witness is not supposed to ask for anything but
They
just
did.
answer questions?
But when they feel that it will serve them good or work to their advantage, they accept what the witness wants to suggest or say or add. Now the witness can say something.
So
as long as
Lungisani Ndwandwe is a cousin of Fisokuhle Ntuli.
Lungisani.
Yeah, the cell phone that they said belongs to Fisokuhle Ntuli, cell phone number, it belonged to that Lungisani Ndwandwe.
Oh. So how is now him being like by Mfohla with accused number 4? Or what's with that now? Especially in Zondo's statement.
It's a mess, Emil, now that I think about it.
Ulungisani why bamfaka?
It's a mess.
Zondo, as if Zondo.
Check how messy this thing is. That would mean that if the Gininda and his team, they knew that the number they were using as Fisokuhle's number is a number belonging to Lungisani Ndwandwe. Why I'm saying that?
Why?
How were they going to prove? How did they prove? Why do they say this statement, this so-called statement that is there, that was written by allegedly, who's this guy? Zondo. It talks about the communication between Mapisa and Ndwandwe. Obviously, they had phone calls, right? That's the only way they can create such a story, right?
Yes.
The very same number, they still attributed it to Fisokuhle.
Number 5.
Yes.
Which means by then they already knew.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Section 205.
Yes. They already knew of a Section 205.
Lena. Because I'm like, this is so random to put something like this so haphazardly on someone's statement. Like, this is just so random. A normal person does not speak like this. This statement has no order. It has no chronological order. It's like a crazy person wrote it. A mad person.
Yes, they already knew.
The Section 205.
Yes.
Now, does that mean that Steyn was told to give accused number 5 the number of Lungisani?
If they knew, then maybe yes.
Because this is the 26th of July, 2020. First court appearances have not been made yet. The accused have not been charged yet.
The other ones, the 3, was it?
They were arrested, Bontanzi, but they were not charged.
I'm talking about the other ones. The Omapisas, the likes of Boma, Bontuli. So already this case was built in that manner. That it is going there. It's not like Bontanzi said something.
Oh, guys. Kandalam liashisa. Well, Nisi said, no, my lord, that is not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is that is the status of the statement as the state now wants to deal with the contents of this alleged statement. What is the status of the statement? Well, Nisi hammered on trying to find out what the status of the statement is. The judge eventually said, as I understand the law, the statement is evidence and it will be, dealt with like all the evidence is dealt with. Okay. Nisi said, which has not been fully been proven, my lord. Thank you. So he doesn't want to provisionally accept the statement. So the statement status, it's hanging in the air for now. And then Sibanda now started with his, or continued rather, with his cross-examination. Now he went line by line using this confession or this statement. No, it's not a confession, my apologies. The statement of Zondo that it is alleged he wrote. Sibanda said, who was the source of this information? And Zondo said, regarding the ID, I don't recall. What I remember is the question I was asked to explain about my knowledge of the 4 accused, proof that the ID was already with them in their possession. And then Sibanda asked him, but do you confirm that this is your ID number? And Zondo said, yes, my lord. He says he's the one who provided his cell phone number. So Zondo then said that the first paragraph is the one that, disturbed him. He said it's a paragraph where there was a disagreement between myself and Gininda. We were not saying the same thing. We were at that particular place where the building was being renovated. Secondly, it is the very same paragraph that was also the bone of contention between myself and Mr. Baloi that led to the other statement not being read out for me. Zondo said that he doesn't even know that mine, Mopatese mine. He's never worked in that mine and he doesn't even know where it is. He's never worked or stayed in Rustenburg. He's always worked and stayed in Marikana only. And then Sibanda said, so you never gave this information to Brigadier Gininda? Zondo said, I never gave him, my lord. And then Sibanda said, and where are you working? Are you a mining person? And Zondo said, there is not a position that's referred to as being a mining person. It's a miner. And then Sibanda said, okay, well, we'll leave that for argument. Were you employed as a miner in 2017? And Zondo said in 2017, I was the acting supervisor, chief boss. And then Sibanda said, is Mr. Sizi Buthelezi your friend? And Zondo said Buthelezi was like my brother. We stay together in the same house. And then Sibanda said it was your evidence yesterday that Buthelezi and yourself will use your phone interchangeably. And it's correct that you can use his phone as an alternative number. And Zondo said yes. And then Sibanda then said, then who is the source of this sentence? Zondo said, with regards to Buthelezi's number, I know about that. I provided the number of the person I was staying with at the house. And then Sibanda said, were you asked to provide that alternative number? Zondo said, my lord, let me step away a bit. Let me apologize for interrupting your question. And then Sibanda was like, answer the question. And Zondo was like, my lord, when I look at the writing here, yes, Buthelezi, I was asked about him from the beginning because it was known that I was staying with Buthelezi. Not that on this day I was asked about Buthelezi's number. Not that on that particular day I was asked about Buthelezi's number. It was already known that I was sharing a residence with Buthelezi. I was asked about the 4 suspects and my knowledge of them. I would then say or ask, now in your document and in your paper, why do you write so many things? And the response that I got from Gininda was that as you respond, I write or explain. Why is he explaining? He should be writing what the witness is saying. Explain what? Then Sibanda then said, let me ask this question differently. Between Brigadier Gininda and Mr. Goodman Zondo, who knew of your friendship and Buthelezi in Yeoville? And then Zondo said, the person who knows is the person who fetched me, which was Mohani. And then Sibanda said, but I'm asking between you and Gininda. And Zondo said, I'm sure Gininda knew. They are speaking like
Gininda is an islander. He's the man, he's the boss for these people.
Yeah.
They report from entering the door. When they get you, they report everything.
He's the boss.
Yes, they call him.
And then Zondo said, I'm sure Gininda knew because the information he was given by Mohani who fetched us, because Mokhani was the one who phoned and said, I will fetch Buthelezi. Then Sibanda said, and the phone number of Buthelezi, who gave it to Brigadier Gininda? And Zondo said, I don't remember giving it to him. Sibanda said, but did you confirm that this phone number belongs to Mr. Jack Buthelezi? Zondo said, I'm not certain, my lord, because it's something from long ago. And then Sibanda said, but you just said that this number belongs to Buthelezi, sir. And Zondo said, as I'm saying, to be precise and certain that it is the number, I'm not sure, my lord, because it's something that happened a long time ago. And then Sibanda said, let me help you because I'm being generous today. Mr. Ntanzi confirmed that the number belongs to Mr. Jack Buthelezi. Zondo said, I don't know about that. Then Ramasipele asked to approach accused number 2 because he had raised his hand up at this point. Sibanda cross-examined now on the second paragraph. He said Zondo confirmed after he was asked by Sibanda that he was born in KwaNongoma. However, he said that he doesn't see it fit to continue with the rest of the statement because from the start, the first paragraph is a mistake. It's untrue. Because he has never walked in that mine, which indicates that everything else in that statement was said for him on his behalf, or rather made up to make it seem like he said it. And he said it did not come from him. And then Sibanda said, you requested for your statement, say, I'm doing exactly that. If there is something that you don't agree with, like this, you will indicate that you don't agree. But to stop this process now, it's too late. Then Zondo said, my lord, I did state even in the beginning that at the time when the statement was written by Gininda and Yeovil, I'm also going to request that the court considers my side as well. Gininda never gave me a chance to read the statement. He made me sign it under forceful conditions. At the time, he said, Mr. Baloyi said that he wanted to see me. I told him again that this was not my statement. Then he said, let's fix it because it is wanted by my superior. Superior Shobani Baloyi. Hey. Hey Baloyi. Hey, and my superior. He then wrote for a very short time and then he stopped and then said time was against him. His superior wanted to see him. When I got to Mr. Baloyi, the first paragraph that was read out, I then said, Mr. Baloyi, this is not the statement. I did not even finish 5 minutes with Mr. Baloyi. He then requested me to go and wait at the waiting room. I never saw Mr. Baloyi again up until now when we saw each other again here in court. I don't see that we can proceed with the statement based on what is written in the first paragraph, which is what I complained of to Brigadier Gininda. I also complained to Mr. Baloyi. Mr. Baloyi has a lot of things that he needs to answer to. That's why he sat down and let Sibanda do this. There's a lot of things that he has to. There's so many questions. There's so many questions that he has to answer because there's no way you read a statement and then they tell you right at the beginning that I did not work at Rustenburg and you still say let's go to trial. How? And then Sibanda said, I'm going to stop you now. I'm the only one who's asking questions. Your complaint is on record. Even yesterday you had the same complaint. Let's go through the statement. Zondo said, so it means that if I'm reading things I don't know here, I must just accept them. I don't have a right when I'm mentioning something or complaining about something. Should I then accept and allow for something that is incorrect to be read out to me? I would like for me to also be free as an adult approaching the age of 50, that I should not be oppressed as if I'm a child, oppressed with something that I can see it is not true. Baba, I would like for you to work with the law. I believe every job has its own policy. The judge, of course, came in to rescue Sibanda. He says, sorry, you are a witness in this case. Are you not? Zondo said, I am a witness with regards to Ntanzi, what he was staying, and that he was staying with me. And then the judge said, yeah, but you're a witness. And then Zondo said, yes, my lord, I agree. The judge says, so continue being a witness. You've taken an oath to tell this court the truth, nothing else but the truth. If you are saying that Gininda beat you up, Mabena also strangled you with a paper bag, if you know all those things, you're obliged to emotion them, okay? And then he said, yeses. That yeses popped up again to show that he's irritated. And I kept wondering, there was a moment where you could have addressed this with Zandi Kumalo because she was doing all kinds of things, as a witness. And at some point, I remember feeling like you needed to communicate this message. And yet you never did. You just let her have the platform and perform. So now it seemed like... he was really disturbed. The witness was really disturbed to Babu Zondo. He said, I can assure them that there's nothing, to be scared of, because I also felt like, Mr. Anonymous, this is intimidating for upcoming witnesses. It's almost like... it's also an intimidation tactic to say that the witnesses who potentially might want to come to court to testify. And I just want to communicate a message that, there's nothing to be afraid of. They need to do exactly what Zondo is doing, putting it on the record. And by the way, this is the second witness to really, what's the word that I'm looking for, be disturbed by Sibanda's cross-examination. There's another witness who we had a similar incident like this. That's why the judge also came in to the rescue there and involved himself in this mess. Well, the judge told Mr. Zondo of a story of Nelson Mandela after the short adjournment because Ramasipili had communicated that it looked like the witness needed a comfort break after all of that tussle. Well, he said that when the judge told Mr. Zondo that Nelson Mandela gave evidence in that exact court when he was the president of the country, and Nelson Mandela did study law at UNISA. And then the judge says, so you are not the first person to give evidence in this court. What is that supposed to mean? That's mean. That's rude. Judge.
Yeah.
Well, Sibanda then said he was still on the paragraph. Zondo said that he can't remember whether he's the one who gave Gininda information about him being from Kwandongoma. And Sibanda said if you do not give him the information, then who else could have given him this information? Zondo said, what I do recall is that when I was fetched over there, I was asked as to where exactly in Kwandongoma am I from. Then I said I'm from Usutu. Then Sibanda said I then moved to Rustenburg in 2003, and Zondo said that was actually a mistake. He moved to Rustenburg in 2016. So where did the 2003 come from? And then Zondo said he moved to the northwest in Marikana in 2016. That is when he left his home to seek employment in the mines in the northwest. Before 2016, they asked him where he worked, and he said it was a gold mine in Kluof. And when did he start? And Zondo said that he's not sure of when he started, but he does recall that when he resigned, it was in 2015, he got a post in Rustenburg. And then Sibanda asked him, when did you first move from Kwanongoma to the province of Northwest? And Zondo said, I'm saying it was 2016. And then Sibanda said, where were you working in 2003? And Zondo said that he was working, he can't recall where he was working. And then Sibanda said, were you a miner? And then Zondo said, being a miner, he started in 2010. And then Sibanda asked him, before 2010, what were you doing? Zondo said he was a local driver. You know, he was driving a machine that loads a stove underground in a mine. So he wasn't underground yet. He was just driving that thing that puts stuff underground. So then Sibanda said, you were working in the mining environment? And Zondo said, yes. And when did you start working as a driver? Zondo said, I can't remember because it's long ago. When you're employed at the mine, you start as a general worker and then you grow. As you go, you get promoted. And then Sibanda said, but can it be correct that you started working around the Northwest around 2003? Zondo said, no, it's a mistake. Zondo said that he would not know of how Brigadier Gininda knew that he visited home on a regular basis because on the day he did not tell him that. Now, Gininda knew about his traditional dancing, Zondo. He knew about the traditional dancing. It's there in the statement. And Zondo said that there was a time when there was a discussion that was happening between Mabena. He said Mabena was there also. The traditional dancing was mentioned as well as his vehicle was also mentioned. He said that as well as to when exactly did Ntanzi start, but it was not on that day which the statement was taken down. There was also mention made of Muzi as well as his father, but he said that it is very far away from him. He to be able to know their family matters and what happens there in the Sibia household, it's under Mahlabatini while he is at Nongoma. So he said that, he doesn't want to get involved in that. And he did mention that there were allegations that his car was spotted in Vosloorus at Basutung Hostel. And Ntanzi was the one driving it. So in the gist of this statement, Zondo was also revealing that some of the information that is in that statement is information that was discussed prior with different police officers. It's not what I discussed with Gininda when he was taking down the statement. So he's saying some of the stuff Mohani and Mabena, while they were talking and putting plastics, that information came out then when they were questioning him, and now it's in Gininda statement, or the statement that he says he wrote, he interviewed and got the information out of him. Well, Sibanda became frustrated with Zondo at this point, and he said, this paragraph I've just mentioned here, it does not mention Sibia or his family, so answer the question. It will help you, then we can make progress. And then Sibanda said, how did Brigadier Gininda know that you used to go to Vosloorus? Zondo said, I don't know. And then Sibanda said, is it a fact that you mentioned or you sometimes would go to dance at Vosloorus? Well, Zondo said that's correct. And Sibanda said, when you, Mr. Mandlenkosi Zondo and Brigadier Gininda, who is the source between the two of you of this information? And then Zondo said, I have no knowledge, my lord. Zondo said he did not know Makosonke as a police officer as well. Remember, in the statement, it was saying Makosonke was a police officer. He said he doesn't know about the one who is a police officer that is being mentioned in the statement.
So could Makosonke be a spy?
Maybe they confused him with Constable. Constable Zungu. I see Makosonke Zungu. Maybe but at the time they were still fresh.
He's also Makosonke who Constable Zungu's face.
Is Constable Sizwe Zungu.
Sizwe.
Yes,
Zungu,
he's Sizwe Zungu. So I'm thinking maybe the confusion. Uboni Zungu ato is that police officer who came to me. I understand why now he doesn't write statements. This is a mess. Over the Zondo statement, it's the worst. It's the worst. It's the.
So
I don't know why.
Driver around Vosloorus Street.
And that's what they were telling him, that his run ex was driving around Vosloorus and was being driven by Ntanzi. But that's what they told him.
A lot of hearsay, triple hearsay.
Hey, this whole case is built on hearsay.
Perception.
All of it. Then Sibanda said, who could have told Gininda about all these names? Zondo said, I don't know. And then Sibanda said, how would Brigadier Gininda have known that you are related to accused number 5? Zondo said, I don't know, because a lot of what was said, it was discussed with the police officer who said that they were working under their leader who was Gininda, the likes of Mabena and Mohani. These discussions happened when they had taken me over there when they stopped, there was a lot that they discussed. And the other things that are contained in the statement, I then said I don't know about them. That is not easy for me to know what is happening with Muzi's family because he's from a different town. And I'm also from a different town. And then Sibanda said, so if we're having the discussion on your way to Yeoville, when did this assault that you claim happened took place? And then Zondo said the assault entered when we just entered the N4, or he started when we just entered the N4. Then Zondo went on to explain yet again how he was assaulted in detail. And Sibanda said, I disagree with your version of assault. It's clear from your evidence that you were talking to each other about the traditional dancing in Vosloorus, and a lot of information was given if I were to accept what you are saying. Ramasipili got up at this point and objected and said, I don't know. I'm not sure whether the state advocate is a witness when he says, I disagree with you, as if he was also there. I put it to you, or I disagree with you. Getting schooled. Udokotela. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But this is funny. I'm sorry. I don't understand. Wutsi. Cross-examination training. All these years sitting next to Advocate Baloyi. Are you not taking notes? Because Advocate Baloyi would never say something like that. Like, what's going on? And then he says that I put it to you, say that which you claim happened did not happen regarding the assault. And then Zondo said, sir, you're hurting me because I was assaulted. I'm referring to the plastic. It was tied or on the side. It was my first time experiencing that. Even getting arrested, it was the first time I got arrested. It hurts when you say I wasn't assaulted, because I even mentioned it to Mr. Baloyi that I was assaulted. And Ramasipil at this point could see that the witness is getting emotional, and he asked for a comfort break for the witness to compose themselves. A 20-minute break. I feel like Sibanda has broken the record so far of upsetting witnesses. He gets witnesses to seek comfort breaks. He's the only one, and yet he's not cracking anything. He's not. Usually, when witnesses would need comfort breaks, is because you are hitting the nail. In this situation, no. They draw blanks and then they get upset. So after that comfort break, Sibanda then asked him, did you lay charges against those that assaulted you? Zondo said he didn't. And he asked him why not. And Zondo said, I was assaulted by law enforcement agencies. And then Sibanda said, I'm putting it to you that these allegations of assault that you're putting today, they're just a mere hearsay. It never happened. And Zondo said it did happen. The part about him knowing accused number 4 and that he was incarcerated in some jail in Johannesburg, he said that he shared that information with Mabena and Mohani the time they were interrogating and assaulting him when they were parked at the side of the road. And Sibanda said, can you confirm that you are the only source of this information and no one else? And Zondo said, I won't be able to confirm that. Zondo said that he knows many people by the surname Ndwandwe. After Sibanda asked him how many Ndwandwes that he knew. And then Sibanda said, do you know a gentleman called Tembinkosi Ndwandwe, the one you mentioned yesterday? Zondo said, as I cannot recall whether it was Tembinkosi or Bonginkosi, but something to that effect. Then Sibanda said, is it the same Ndwandwe that you claim you traveled with to Pretoria to a parade? And Zondo said, yes, my lord. And then Sibanda said, where does he reside? Zondo said, at Marika Navonerkoop. And Sibanda then said, how did this name make it to the statement if you were not the source of the information? Zondo said, I don't know that, my lord. And then Sibanda said, did you mention the name Ndwandwe to any police officer? Zondo said, none, my lord. Then Sibanda said, So how would the police have known that there is a Ndwandwe that is close to Mr. Mapisa? Is that what the statement says? Is the statement saying that Ndwandwe is close to Mr. Mapisa? Because it's saying that there's a phone call. It is a phone call that happened between Ndwandwe and Mr. Mapisa.
Yeah, it does say, it shows that there are something to that effect.
A close relationship. Well, then Sibanda quoted the call that Mr. Mapisa had with Ndwandwe, and Mnisi objected.
He wanted to testify, Sibanda. That's why when I say I think they at some point they don't know what they're doing.
No.
Most especially, but at some point he wanted to testify. He wanted to say here
he doesn't know what he's doing. Defend but defend. Well, Mnisi objected and said, I fail to understand what is it that the state is trying to do by referring to the communication that Mr. Mapisa could have had with a certain Mr. Ndwandwe, because my understanding is, and I hope that it's also the understanding of the court, that what the state has been allowed to do is to demonstrate that what is contained in the statement here is what actually came from the witness here. And that could have happened at the time at which there was the interview between the witness and Mr. Kininda.
And how does a phone call prove that? How does the phone call prove that it came from this witness?
Therefore, to try and draw inferences from sources which are not related to what was happening at that point in time when allegedly the statement was made seems to be very irrelevant, because that is not beyond the scope of what this process is. He said, I'm trying to demonstrate that all the equations that are far-fetched from what is happening at that moment in time when Brigadier Kininda had communication with the witness, all those questions that have got nothing to do with what was happening there, they tend to be irrelevant. And then the judge said, they say you are leading irrelevant evidence. Well, Sibanda said, no, my lord. What is stated in this statement regarding Mr. Ndwandwe and Mr. Mapisa accords with objective evidence, and I want to establish from the witness who is the source of this information between him and Brigadier Kininda. Only that, my lord. And then Ramasipili said, if I'm understanding the argument, the witness is saying, I don't know of calls between Mr. Mapisa and Ndwandwe that he is being taken through. And then Ngumalo said, on top of that, I don't think it is the stage at which the state can pose these questions to this witness, because Mr. Mapisa is still going to come and testify and disavow or admit such communication. Sibanda said he can cross-examine the witness on anything that is before the court, and the judge said that he agrees with him. The judge said that his understanding was that the statement was made face-to-face with Kininda, and now the witness is talking about Mohani speaking along the toll gates. Even he's confused. Okay. Ramasipili Ngumalo said that my understanding of the objection by Advocate Nisi is that the gist of that process is
the
to
judge
prove.
is confusing things on purpose. The answer of Zondo is correct in this founded. What he's saying is that how could Kininda have known about this? That's a question. He's saying these people report under Kininda. We started talking prior to me writing this statement.
Yes.
So this information, one way or another, could have reached Kininda. And the judge is deciding to not understand that.
Because understanding that means that Kininda wrote hearsay. Didn't get it from the witness.
No, it's not even hearsay. He just he manufactured his story on the basis of what they were siphoning from buthelezi, because seems as if this thing was happening concurrently. As these ones were dealing with, Buthelezi was probably giving some of the information. Because obviously Buthelezi has a criminal record. It's easy to scare Buthelezi, in my opinion. I don't think Buthelezi sold out just because, but to scare him as a lay person, it will be easier.
He sounded scared when he testified. I will never forget him. Well, Ngumalo then said, my understanding of the objection by Advocate Mnisi is that the gist of the process is to prove that the witness is the author of the statement, and now the state is referring to other evidence trying to corroborate what we don't know. The judge said the question is allowed. Mnisi said that he did not notice that the statement is referring to Ndwandwe Mapisa. Who is Ndwandwe Mapisa? Then the judge said, but the number is the same. What number?
The judge is testifying. The judge is the state. The judge is in a position of a state.
And then he said
He's
the
taking
number
over.
of Ndwandwe.
He
Am I
wanted
correct,
to say,
sir?
regardless of the name, forget about the cosmetics. Focus on
That is the number
there is
of
Ndwandwe. Extract Ndwandwe there and link it to the number.
Well, Sibanda said that that is correct. And then the judge said the number is the same. So it doesn't matter whether it is the number of Ratam Khwatleng or whoever, the number is the same. Mnisi then said that he was talking about the number belonging to Mapisa. Then he said, who is this Ndwandwe Mapisa? That is the witness is being referred to.
The judge wanted to disregard Mapisa and focus on Ndwandwe.
On Ndwandwe. And then the judge asked Sibanda if it's the same Ndwandwe who called Mapisa 84 times. Sibanda said yes. Mshololo said that that is very unfair what the state is doing. The state is misleading the court right now as we speak. And the judge said, in what way? And then Mshololo said, my lord, there is a person called Ndwandwe Mapisa. Whether as a witness or whether as a suspect, even the Section 205 records, even in the court, if the court can ask the state to show us wherein the number of Ndwandwe Mapisa being attributed to a person called Ndwandwe Mapisa, there's no Ndwandwe Mapisa in any of the proceedings. Sibanda said it's clear it's two people being attributed here, Ndwandwe as well as Mapisa. So if counsel decides to read it as Ndwandwe Mapisa, it can be argued, we'll argue it differently. Why didn't they tell Kirina to fix something?
Because he was not going to be able to get the signature.
And then Mshololo said, thank you for that clarification, because the state is now arguing that Ndwandwe and Mapisa are two different people. It's not one person. There's no person referred to as Ndwandwe Mapisa. That evidence must be clarified because it is confusing the record. Then Zondo said that he's not the one who said to Gininda that Ntanzi was arrested in Rustenburg for ammunition-related charges. Sibanda read the part when he said when he appeared or after he appeared in one of the days, he spoke to my friend, Mr. Jack Buthelezi, where he asked him what was the problem that led to his arrest. Mafiga Ntanzi cried in regret, saying he made a terrible mistake. Zondo said, my lord, I never said this to Gininda. Then Sibanda said, do you have the knowledge of what I just read to you? Zondo said, this was conveyed to us
Very
at the
sneaky.
house.
Very sneaky. So he wanted him to accept that exactly the way it was put, that Mafiga was actually regretting doing whatever that they allegedly did to Senzo. That's what he wanted.
And remember how they wanted Jack Buthelezi to say that?
And which reminds me, continue. I'll hold this thought.
He said this was conveyed to us at the house when Buthelezi was coming back from Tanzi, when he went to take clothes to him. But this I never said to Gininda, you know. And at this time, I saw the judge, you know, looking very happy. You know, he was looking like...
Yeah, getting what you want.
You know? Yes. Allegedly. He was like, guys, you can really look at the footage. I said, God, I'm not making this up. He was looking very heavy, like... No. And then Sibanda said, was Gininda in that house in Marikana? And then Zondo said, no, he was not there. He was conveying to us as the gentleman from back home in the village is saying, I am coming back from Tanzi, and he is saying they are alleging that I did
That's
this.
where the thing started changing again.
And then Sibanda said, how did this information find itself in the statement? Zondo said, I don't know, my lord. And then Sibanda said, I'm putting it to you, sir, that you're misleading the court. You are the only source of this information. Zondo said, I never said it, my lord. All of us were taken in the house. I don't know how it was said by Buthelezi. I don't know how Gininda then interpreted it, but I never said it to Gininda because I never went to see Ntanzi. Sibanda continued reading. As he was younger, he was in the company of his friends. Then Zondo said, all of that you are saying is feedback that came with Buthelezi as he was coming back from Ntanzi, saying that this is what they were saying about him, not me. Zondo said that when Buthelezi returned, he said, this is what Ntanzi is saying. He is saying that the police are saying that he killed Senzo Meyiwa. Ntanzi cried and that he knows nothing about it. That is what Buthelezi conveyed to me. It is not me who conveyed that to Gininda. Then Zondo said that there was a lot that was said by Buthelezi.
Thanks for emphasizing
that he did not
this.
pay attention to.
Well, here's the $1 million question that I think in my re-examination, if I was Ramsey Peter, I would highlight it. I would ask him, what did, I know it's hearsay, but what did Jack Buthelezi say when he came back? He said Ntanzi is saying that they are saying he killed Senzo Meyiwa. And then I would ask him, as we are saying that, do you see anyone among these accused threatening you? Are you threatened? Do you feel threatened by these accused? Because it's
Are they
important.
giving you funny looks?
Are they giving you funny looks? Is there anyone winking to you? Is there anyone showing you the gun sign? Yeah.
Sometimes you need to be petty in
You need
life.
to be petty. To show that you can, we are seeing you, we are watching you. Siyakubona what you are doing.
Well, Zondo said that he doesn't know Normal, Muzisbia's father, and how his name made it to his statement. After the long adjournment, Sibanda asked Zondo how is Usutu from Kwahlogolo, what is the distance? And Zondo said it's very far. And Zondo said that he doesn't know the siblings of Mr. Sibia after it was written in the statement that Nogunjabulo Sibia is a very close sister to Mrs. Sibia and a friend who's close to me.
This Nonjabulo, is there Nonjabulo that was mentioned?
They did mention it under cross-examination with accused number 1, and accused number 1 said he doesn't have a sister by that name. He doesn't know who that is.
And so now they are saying it's Moses' sister. Nogunjabula.
In Zondo's statement, Nogunjabulo is Muzi's sister. They did ask, who's Nogunjabulo? Do you have a sister by the name? And Sibia was like, I don't even have a sister. I think that's what he said. He said he doesn't have a sister. Oh my God, he doesn't have a sister. So how did Zondo now got to be affiliated with Muzi's sister in his statement? And now in his testimony, he's completely dismantling this part as well. Ooh, estate njani mara. ke mathata.
So what? They wanted to bring a sister. They wanted to create a sister for them.
They wanted to bring the sister as well to come and say, yeah, Muzi told me this is what happened.
So they were going to bring a random sister. Because you can't put it far.
Well, Sibanda said that during your evidence in chief, you testified that the statement was taken around June 2020, or that the police came to you around June 2020 looking at the date. Are you prepared to admit that you could have been mistaken regarding the date? Zondo said that he did not recall the date exactly when it was. He was just recalling that it was indeed him who wrote the statement. He said that it was his handwriting where the date was written. And then Sibanda said, I'm putting it to you that the statement was completed on the 26th of July 2020. And Zondo said, I hear you. He now went to Kenal Ho's call data evidence, and Sibanda said that there's a number, accused number 2, said belongs to his paternal uncle called Shoes as well. He also asked Sibanda if he had a brother named Sfiso Zondo, and Zondo said that there are many because they are a huge family. And then Sibanda said, do you have a little brother called Sfiso? And Zondo said, we do have one. As I'm saying, the family, we have a big family, not to say from my mother, no. And Sibanda said, accused number 2 testified that your younger brother is Fiso Zondo. Ramasipili said that accused number 2 instructed him that this preposition that Sibanda was placing was incorrect. He says that Advocate Baloyi did ask him about this Fiso Zondo, whether or not he is related to Shu Zondo, and accused number 2 said that he doesn't know whether they are related, not that he is the younger brother of the witness before court. I hope he can support this Usibanda, because this is not looking good. It means he makes things up. So it's not looking good. I hope he can back it up. Sibanda maintained his preposition and said that they will leave that for argument. Ramasipili said that accused number 2 stands by his submission, and that when the number was placed and said that accused number 2 said it is the maternal uncle, it is not actually the paternal uncle. Sibanda then moved on and said, do you have a brother by the name of Nduna? Zondo said, yes, it's possible also that Nduna and Ntanzi may know each other, because I accused number 2, when they're back at home, they do see each other, and he did state that he has a lot of brothers, Zondo. Then Zondo said that it's possible that his brother would also know accused number 5, because Nduna comes after the sister who comes after him, so they might know each other from their mother's side of the family. And then Sibanda then said, is Nduna the same age as accused number 2? Well, Zondo said never. Ntanzi might be the same age as the one that comes after Nduna, but not Nduna himself. Sibanda now said that the communication that Zondo had with Ntanzi on the 10th and the 20th of December 2019, with a call lasting a second on the 20th of December 2019, was regular communication. PhD in law, Takabao. It's a regular communication. When people don't spend a week, 10 days apart, not calling each other, they are having a regular communication. Let that sink in. Zondo said it's possible that since it was around December, he was organizing his team together back home. Zondo said that he'd call Ntanzi, not as his age mate or a person he would speak to regularly. You know, he says that he would speak to him, but he would call him only when he wanted something. Sibanda then said that communication took place with Ntanzi, or that communication he was quoting, that is 10 days apart, it took place with Ntanzi's other number. Zondo said that he doesn't know who the leader of the Fosloras team is, and he also doesn't know the dancers from the Fosloras traditional dancing team. So Sibanda then said, I want to put it to you that you are the source of the statement. Zondo said, I don't know. Furthermore, Sibanda said, we put it to you that your version regarding the plastic bag that you have described as 1 meter long plastic with no writing on it, it is false. It cannot be true. Zondo said that it is true. I was assaulted and a plastic was put over me. Then Sibanda said, we further put it to you that you know accused number 1, accused number 2, 4 and 5 before the court very well. He did ask this question, broke it down one by one. I ain't got time. Zondo said yes, respectively so, but he cannot confirm their whereabouts on the 26th of October 2014. And then Sibanda said, you cannot challenge the fact that accused number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 were together at Fosloras Basutung Hostel on the 26th of October 2014. Zondo said, I know nothing. And I don't blame him. He really doesn't know anything. Or how would he know what they did on the 26th of October 2014? Mnisi wanted to know that this statement was accepted on a provisional basis. I like how Mnisi is putting everything. Everything must be clear on the record. And he emphasizes he was still harboring on wanting to find out whether that statement is accepted on a provisional basis or what, since the state indicated that they'll be calling Gininda to testify about the statement. The judge said that it is not before court. It is not before court on a provisional basis. He said it is only before court. I don't know what that means, but I will find out. And then Minister said the court would remember that the state's case that says the content of the statement come from Mr. Zondo, that it's not the court case, but then the court says that it's him that is going to be requesting Brigadier Ginida to come and authenticate the statement. Then the court is basically taking over the prosecution from the state. The judge said, no. And then Minister said, but it is doing that. The judge said, I'm not doing that. Especially when they're going to appeal. God. This is the problem. Well, Rabuzipili had clarification questions for Ubabu Zondo. Zondo said that he doesn't know whether Ntanzi and Mapisa knew each other before they were arrested for this case. Zondo also said that he was not present when Jack went to visit Ntanzi before that court appearance that he had in Tlhabane. And Zondo said that in 2020 he had no knowledge that Mapisa was in jail in Gauteng. Zondo confirmed that Buthelezi was also taken by the police after he returned from Yeoville. They took Buthelezi. So Buthelezi might also have a story to tell.
Obviously, just.
And then Ramasepeli said you wouldn't have any knowledge or be privy to what Buthelezi and the police discussed, would you? And Zondo said, I wouldn't, my lord, because they left with him. They left with Buthelezi as well. And then Ramasepeli said, do you have a relative known as Makosonke Zungu, who is a police officer? Zondo said, I don't have any, my lord. And then another witness was said to be en route to Pretoria, and the trip was said to take about 4 hours. So Ramasipili asked to adjourn so that he can attend to that. But of course, the judge could not just wrap it up without saying anything. He wanted the paper that Zondo was speaking about, that he was given when he was charged. And Zondo said that he actually moved to a different company. So the folder or the file that he was using to keep his documents, he had to take those documents out and place the documents of his new place of employment in it. So he's unable to find that piece of paper. And then the judge said, but you were never charged, were you, for this case? And Zondo said that he was charged for the Meyiwa matter. And then the judge said, but you never pled in court in front of a magistrate. And Zondo said, I never. And then the judge, cracked me up here when he said that, Mr. Balo, you started this case when? In 2007, 13. What? So So he said that when in Boxback, were you the first prosecutor? And Baloyi said yes. And then the judge said, were you discussing that case with all other prosecutors who were assisting you? Baloyi said yes. The judge said, was he charged, Mr. Zondo? And Baloyi said he was never charged since the matter appeared in Boxback, and then court adjourned. This speaks to how we may think that a person is listening, but are they? We may think that a person is paying attention. Are they paying attention? There's no way he believes. 2007, when this matter happened in 2014, what is going on?
I don't know. Man is old. Oh, I feel no, man. I don't even want to comment because I'm gonna say rude stuff.
I'm done. I am done.
Well, we are going to close again. Very important that we do so that we arrange to move to our respective places. It has been a pleasure to be with you guys. And I must say that the issue of likes, they are still a problem that we all need to attend to eventually, because this is indeed our channel. So if we are struggling to deal with such issues, then we start then seeing this other problem mushrooming from all over. So what I mean to say is that, can you please just allow that hand, even if it's cold? I know it's cold. Wherever you're hiding it, just allow it to smash that button. It does assist to actually have that. It motivates also us to be able to come here and deliberate as we deliberate all the time. And we are, in fact, it makes things easier when you are then quarreling with us about whatever that we are doing in this channel. So I therefore plead with you guys to actually assist in that regard. It's a once-off thing. You just smash once and then you start doing your own things. This channel is your channel. I mean, it is important then to make it, to keep it alive. Yeah.
You sound like a comrade.
Yes, that's what we used to talk about. That day, Mchan, when we were watching football, and the TV was up there on the wall. They were like, "Hey, Mchan, can you giraffe there and then change that channel, man?"
Giraffe.
Hey, can you giraffe there and change that channel? We want to watch soccer, Mchan. You cannot be subjected to this thing of generation. We are not kids.
I first heard of an amoeba in primary school when I was asked to draw it.
Yeah.
The second time in my life I heard about an amoeba is in Dialogue of Comrades.
Yeah. In fact, an amoeba is used a lot to actually.
I never in my life thought that an amoeba could be used in a dialogue.
In many ways, in fact, it can be used in many ways. You know, hey, but your question, Mshana, man. Hey, but also, man, we are just an amoeba these days. You understand it also. They always have that also. Hey, but also. No, but that thing helped.
This language.
You know it.
Me up.
It helped.
And a amoeba, but you are a shapeless thing.
Hey, but that arrangement. Hey, that arrangement of a woman. Hey, they would say when we are discussing women, we are conference discussing woman. Hey, but Mshana, that one. Hey.
No.
No, which one are you talking about? That one, China, that one, man. That one they use anything to describe Hey, but that one is also key.
In a mooba. I last saw in a mooba when I was asked to draw it in grade 4 or something like that. You guys are using it in everyday speech. What is going on?
So Fidel is arrested. They dealt with him.
Yes, he's arrested.
Oh well,
He is arrested, and yeah,
it's there, man. It's there.
it is unfortunate.
It had to come, but also I told this thing of picking sides, in my opinion, is a problem. That thing when you are dealing with such issues, because obvious there are factions already that you have to tread careful around. You can't just, it makes you look somehow also. It's like you are a certain faction and we are a foot soldier, it becomes that thing. But then let us see what is going to come out of that.
Yeah,
because it seems as if the fight was directed to Mkwanazi. It now became a personal issue. Kanti, who opened the case?
It is the political killing task team. They're arresting him for interfering with Senzo Meyiwa investigation. He went to prison and interviewed one of the people that are accused of having a hand in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. And this person was a police officer themselves. In fact, they were investigating Senzo Meyiwa's case.
Yes.
And then General Khumalo was now assigned to them. And what he found is that some of the police officers are involved in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. Apparently, it was a hit. And the police are the ones that were organizing the ammunition. So some of the police officers have been arrested in Durban that were being accused of having a hand or being involved in Senzo Meyiwa's murder. Now, Fidel Adams goes and interviews one of these accused police officers. I'm sure you guys saw the video trending, and he looked very sad, narrating how, he was investigated, how he's being framed for something that he did not do. And then he said that, he shared his side of the story, and Fidel Adams was the one recording that whole story. He went inside prison, talked to this police officer who has been implicated in such a serious matter.
Yeah, but also, don't we have boundaries with these things? Also?
And
even
put
if
it
you're
on
a
social
politician,
media.
yeah, even if you're don't we have boundaries? We have countries such as
it's concerning. But he said it's justice, and he wanted to deal with General Khumalo and General Masemola and General Mkwanazi.
You cannot do that in America.
Oh, you're
the
gonna
father
go
of
to
the
jail.
So-called freedom.
Or you'll be under the jail. Alcatraz is where
Yes,
you're going.
they'll drag you cannot do that. There are things that are off
limit
and off record, and you've got to accept that. You can't then just decide otherwise. There are things that if the country would be exposed to, probably it will turn them upside down. So those things then they remain a certain secret, and they must be dealt with.
I remember people saying, "Why are you guys not covering Senzo Meyiwa's case?" Yay.
We can't. We might as well be saying that. Why don't you cover the issue of Hani and what? No, we don't want to touch such things.
That case is a lot. A lot is happening there. You may think you know who's who in the zoo.
The thing is,
But you don't.
we're not going to scratch the surface when you go there. We are going to get deeper and deep, and that is not something that is
Which
going to
is
be.
what Fidel did. He went deep. He went in.
Did he go
dived
deep?
right in
Did he go deep?
and put himself in the middle.
The thing is, for me, I've been seeing factions.
Maybe he
When
was
I
sent.
say deep, I mean you might be
Maybe
revealing
he was on an assignment. He was sent.
I'm not gonna say that. We can just allege that. For me, all I'm saying is that there are factions, and it's either or. There is no two ways around this thing. And we have been calling this thing long time ago. The timing, the fighting, and all that. And then people say, no, this has been happening long time ago. But why are you exacerbating it now?
And he was very vocal about Masemola getting arrested.
Yes.
He was very loud.
Very loud about it and very...
Slash fund. A corruption.
And the
Masemola.
slash fund team comes from the other side. Like the language, man.
And then IDEC is the one who says we have charges against Masemola. If you watch Mzansi reality, you will know. IDEC is IDEC.
It's IDECing, but
it's
we're not going to say
IDECing.
more.
It's IDECing.
It is just...
So,
It's
factions.
Yabona nje politics when iyahlupha engathi uthi ungahlalela kude nayo.
Yeah.
Once we start speaking thina sisho lento lesiyibonayo. Kanti nawe mhlawumbe uyayibona ukuthi nje kuphela budinga abantu abazoyisho bese sala sodwa thina inkingi.
Yabo. I don't. Yeah, and I might stay away from political content.
Yabuka nje nathi sibuke nje also we also put those glasses and then we watch like everyone else. Sifela ngaphakathi njengebutho likabani. There's nothing we can say about that. But okay, let me see the likes. Oh, they are almost there. Thank you very much, guys. Siyabonga. Cool. Hi, siya power out again, man. Just boom.
Siyabonga, guys.